Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to look at one of my favorite films. This is The Nephew. Now, this is definitely leaning toward the older end. So it is rated PG-13, and it's not going to interest the younger kids. It's just not. It stars Pierce Brosnan, as well as, let's see, the main cast. Pierce Brosnan, I'm going to mispronounce her name here, Sinéad Cusack, which I don't think is related to the Cusack family, as well as, all right, I'll post these in the description, besides Pierce Brosnan, Hill Harper and Aislín McGuckin are the kind of, as well as a Niall, I'm going to mispronounce this, Toibin. That is the main cast of this film. So what's going on here is you have this island off the coast of Ireland. It's essentially a very small town. You have this older man by the name of Sean, and he gets a letter at the beginning of the film from America, and it's from his sister, who he hasn't seen or heard from in probably close to 18, 19 years or more. Probably closer to 20 years. And basically it says, by the time you read this, I'll be gone. My son is coming to you. I'm sending my son to you. And so it's like, okay, you have no idea what went on, why on earth there was this issue with his sister, whose name was Karen. And she went to New York. The nephew shows up. He's black. So again, this is Ireland. He's a black kid with dreadlocks. So he is not what this much older Irish farmer is expecting to come. So he lives alone. He has I think Brady is the name of his male assistant who helps him run this farm. He's very much a bachelor. So his nephew shows up. So his nephew name is Chad. And it's like, okay. So obviously he takes him in. You find out he does have his mother's ashes with him. And he gets, now again, this is a small town. He gets enamored with and sees at a funeral a young woman by the name of, what is the character's name? Oddly enough, her name is Aislín. So, beautiful redhead. She's in high school. I think I'm guessing Chad is about 19. She's about 17, 18. So he's not much older than her. But he grew up in Hell's Kitchen, essentially. So that's a section of New York City that's not the best area. His mother ran a bodega, so she ran a little grocery store. His father died either when he was very little or when he was right before he was born. Obviously, his father was African American, so, and his mother was very, very Irish, and his mother ran it, and then she got cancer, and he was running it between running the store and then taking care of her in the hospital until she passed. So, but he has no idea what the heck drove his mother away. So, and Aislín doesn't know. Her last name is Brady. Now, her father, who's Pierce Brosnan's character, his name is, I'm going to bring him up here, Joe Brady. So, basically this slowly unravels of what the heck went on here. And his relationship with his uncle and his relationship with this girl over a relatively short period of time, as well as now there's a young man who has a crush on Aislín. She's not interested. Her friend is. She's interested in him. And his mother, who is Brenda. And she's part of this as well. Strangely enough, so is he. I don't know what his character's name. He's not Let's see if I can find his name here. David Quinn, but I believe, well, no, there's two little brothers. So he has two little brothers. It looks like the twins are David Quinn and William Clements, or Connor and Dermot O'Bryce. So, and I am not seeing, Peter. The actor's name is Luca Griffith. Peter is the son of the postmistress, Brenda, who was best friends with Karen, who was, again, the nephew's, Chad's mother. So basically it unravels of what the heck went on here. So Karen was in a relationship with Joe Brady. He was older than her. Her parents had passed. Her brother was raising her. He was pissed off. He didn't want his sister to be in a relationship. Sorry, I have a cat in my lap. She's falling out. But they had a massive fight. He was off. Joe was off at college. She was supposed to join him, but she was pregnant. She had a miscarriage. And she had a massive fight. And she left. Never to be heard from again, supposedly. And she used to watch Brenda, but she found out that Brenda was having an affair with her brother, and she was pregnant by him. That's Peter. And again, his biological father has nothing to do with him. Brenda remarried. This man took on and basically, I think, adopted Peter, and they had the twins, and I think he had since passed. But Karen, once she found out that her best friend, Brenda, was pregnant with her brother's baby, she stopped communicating with her. And supposedly nobody had heard from her again. So Chad finds letters written by his mother to Joe from New York that Joe never got. Why? Because Brenda gave them to his uncle. So, because Brenda was seeing Sean, and they thought if she didn't hear from Joe, she'd come back. But obviously, she never came back. She moved on with her life. Joe got married. His wife died of cancer. He's a single father running a pub. So, and in between this, you have Chad's relationship with Aslan. He's an artist, so he draws her naked without actually seeing her naked. And this gets around because the twins, Peter's younger brothers, being about 8 years old, are following him around. And he's the new kid, and he's cool, and they want to emulate him. And of course, this is pissing off his older brother, because this guy who's come to town is taking the girl that he wants, even though, of course, she's shown no interest in him whatsoever. They're childhood friends. She's pretty much giving him the cold shoulders, like she doesn't want anything to do with him. And of course, he's pissed. He and Chad actually get in a fight after Chad finds out who he is. And it's like, Chad defends himself to the point, it's like, I'm not gonna beat the crap out of you. We're family. Knock it off. And of course, his cousin's slightly racist. So, because it's a little island. It's a little island in Ireland, off the coast of Ireland. It's a tad bit racist. There's no black people on this island. For probably good reason. There would be no reason for them to be there. And again, they're probably very, very close-minded. A tiny little island. No matter where it is, it's a tiny little island. So, basically, Chad gets in a fight with his uncle because his uncle finds out that he drew this naked picture. Again, he never actually saw Aslan naked. She admires it. His father is pissed. Her father is pissed. Chad decides to leave. He takes his mother's ashes, and he pretty much tells Aslan, I'm leaving. This is where I'm going to be. I'm taking the next ferry. I'm getting the heck out of here. Tell your father to meet me. So, Joe shows up. Chad spends the night outside on this cliff. Chad hands him the letters. It's like, these belong to you. His father was like, where? He's like, where? Joe's like, where'd you get them? It's like, never mind, it doesn't matter. And he's like, essentially, don't take my daughter from me. And he's like, fine. So Aslan tries to go with him, and then, of course, they part ways. Aslan tries to go with him. He says no. And it's like, my mother used to tell me what's for you stays with you. And so he gets on the boat. And his uncle realizes, oh, crap. Particularly when he's told off by Brady about the letters. And he's like, oh, crap. This was my second chance. I should probably go after my nephew because I messed up. And he essentially begs for his nephew's forgiveness. It's like, please give me a second chance. He's like, this was your second chance. And now, of course, Sean knows about his sister's ashes that Chad has, because initially Chad was supposed to reunite with the family and spread his mother's ashes back home. This was her way of coming home. And throughout the film, you kind of see him talking to his mom. So, and Brenda actually comments at one point that he has his mother's voice when she hears him singing. So, and yes, the other part of it is he shaves his head in this. There's explanations in the film. But it's very interesting. And of course, you have a happy ending. This film is good. One, it's a mixture of a love story. It's also a mixture of family dynamics on a small island. And it's a little bit of a family mystery in the sense of Chad is trying to figure out what the heck happened to make my mother leave. And why on earth does my uncle and this guy Joe hate each other quite so much? So it's very, very interesting. I love the scenery. I love the music. I like Pierce Brosnan. I love this main character. And then the African-American actor, I can bring up his name here. Harper is also very, very good. So this is literally one of my favorite films. It's definitely for the older set. It's a good movie to put on if you're just kind of looking at Irish history, if you're just kind of looking for, it's a feel-good film for teenagers and parents to watch together. It's a little bit of a love story. There's nothing outward. It's a pencil drawing of the naked girl. You don't really see much of anything except for boobs. Again, it's more artsy than anything else. Fantastic film. Again, one of my favorites. I'm going to be covering Evelyn next week. So if you're watching this in order, like my husband's getting home from yoga. Yes, it's night. But again, that's another film with Pierce Brosnan, though that's a little bit more history-based in Ireland. Because, as far as I know, Pierce Brosnan is Irish. And that's the cat who's realizing my husband is home, and she likes my husband despite the fact that she's my cat. And I've had her for many years. Okay, so that's the end of this review. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of the channel. I do cover this stuff. I cover some education stuff. I do lots and lots of books. Monday, you're going to get the review of the book, Evelyn, which is, and the film is going to follow the Friday, and that is my format, typically. Books are on Monday. Films are on Friday. Random stuff is on Wednesday. I've covered some travel stuff and some board games and some homeschooling stuff, so that will pop up randomly on Wednesdays. But consistently, books are on Monday, films are on Friday. They're always there, 8 o'clock in the morning. So, again, this is a fun film. I do some education stuff. I do lots and lots of books, from younger kids' books to older kids' books to, like I said, Evelyn, which is, the book is a memoir. The film is an adaptation of that, and that's Irish legal history, which is kind of interesting. I'm covering the Princess Diaries this year. Those should be out, or at least in the middle of coming out. I'm covering some more Tamora Pierce, if you're interested in that series. I'm covering the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, as well as, again, I'm going back to Meg Cabot and then Catherine Lasky at the end of the year. Along with those of the series, I'm covering a bunch of other stuff in between, as well as just kind of film theme-related stuff. So be sure to check out the rest of the channel and see what I've got. So like and subscribe, leave a positive comment if you have one, and thank you.